Kind of long overdue for an update video on the 1970 C10. As you can see, she is not whole, but all in all, very happy with the progress. Being just me working on this thing whenever I have time. Kind of give an update of where I'm at. Obviously, started doing a lot of the body work, get that out of the way. I drained the fluids in the motor, so I'm ready to go with that as soon as I get wrapped up with the frame and a lot of the body welding. But I took a time out to start cleaning the frame yesterday, and I got pretty much this side done for the most part and stripped down. Obviously got to just clean it, like hand clean it now, but everything's been scraped and brushed. I found that using like regular brushes and stuff like that, things like these long, really hard steel ones, if you're using like a die grinder or just a grinder with a paddle or a brush bit or anything, it makes it really messy and it goes everywhere. It is efficient and works well, but if you just brush it, you can control the mess pretty well. And I'm actually quite pleased with what it's been doing. So I switched over to that to do most of this stuff after I kind of figured that part out. On my the 65 Galaxy I did the grinder thing and just destroyed the whole garage. But yeah, so I put a new pan on for the transmission. It was leaking, so I did that, sealed that all up. No fluids in it now. I put this new cross member in too. I like it quite a bit, actually. Fits really well. And I can access the pan a lot easier now as well. Very pleased with that. No complaints. I did all new underneath supports on both sides. Sorry if the video is a little blah. All new welds for the panels, new body bolts. I'm wrapping up that side welding now. Also, once I get done cleaning, need a break from welding. But this is all new, welded in stuff. Basically, this whole lower section is all new. This was in a bad accident, so it was crushed here. So I basically saved the metal I could, which is to here, and then I just took a piece and shaped it to the door to have that angle. And then I'm just gonna have to Bondo the parts that are a little rippled from the original wreck. But there was like 3/8 inch of Bondo there that I didn't see until I got into it. But I replaced back here all the way to this point to here. You see where I welded this in. Came out pretty good. I cut out the back corner as well on the back. I'll show you that in a second. You can see where I cut this in and welded this in, all this piece. A lot of tweaking to get that to fit right, especially with the doors. Replace these floors in here. It's hard to tell because I painted black, but this has all been replaced. I guess that's a good thing. This has all been replaced. This is all new. And I took the steel and I bent it over like original factory, so it matched pretty well. It took the most time probably, just doing little things like that. I did the bolts again too, but I only did one on both sides because this is all pretty much welded together. I don't really understand the purpose of the bolts, but maybe it's just to hold it to the main support. But yeah, so I did that. Yeah, but that's all coming together pretty well. And I thought these originally, because this is my first C10 I've ever worked on, they had already replaced one time everything, and it was really crappy welded thickness mess going on. Well, it's an overlay. That's how most of these are, and that's how even from the factory they are. So what I did is I went and I took the steel and I welded it in and then I smoothed it out, which I can Bondo touch up or just add a couple more pieces of weld and sand it down. So now this is all smooth one piece, not weld tack. So that's working out pretty well. Over here, replace this bottom section here because this whole thing was pretty messed up. I also did find out that on these panels here, they didn't line up with the doors with this prefab bend. So all I did here was cut about a 1/4 inch out here to nothing back here. And then I took this and basically bent it down and then tack welded it. And then I re-welded all this stuff back on. So again, I'm not perfect with stuff, but once I get to the body portion and start sanding everything down, I can Bondo what little bit of Bondo I need. I won't need 27 gallons like they had on here. And here's some of the stuff I just dug into, just kind of looking around the truck. I took the windows out. This had a sliding back window. I hated it. I like the original solid piece glass. Took the windshield out so I can go in here and clean all this stuff up. It's not rusted through anywhere, so that's good. It's just really sloppy. It's probably had 5 windshields in its lifetime. Took all the old rubber out of here. Gonna seam seal this and paint it. Obviously deleted the heater. I haven't decided if I'm gonna make my own or just buy one, because I'm gonna put the air conditioner in here, and they have the prefabbed vintage air panel, so I might do that. But I have, a bead roller if I need to make anything. I did it on the car. It came out pretty well for my panels where I deleted them. One of the things I wanted to share was for parts like these. So this inner portion here, they sell a lot of kits for these rocker panels. So this piece here I found on Jegs of all things, and it's actually a full piece interior, not just a piece that goes in the back of the rocker, but this piece is molded in shapes all the way back to the front, all the way to the bed of the truck. Now I had to replace more of this, so I purchased one of these rear corners and then cut it in here. I put this in first, squared it out, and then I put this piece in. But I'll show you on the other side. I don't have to do it on that one. I did take the gas tank out too and put it in the rear tank. So like here on this side, you can see all the Bondo these guys had. This thing's been a mess. So got to weld this over. So here's some of the pieces I've been working on here with the cross sections. I got to cut in a piece of metal here and weld that in. But this piece here is what I'm talking about. It's awesome how they have this piece in Jegs. Like I said, it's like, I want to say 35 or 40 bucks. Might be a little more, it might be 60, I can't remember. But it goes all the way from there, all the way to the back. So if you only have some rusting on this side, this is perfect. And it actually lines up pretty well. And you can see like here where I still got to cut this out and mold it, but the hole lines up perfectly where it has it. A lot of these things don't come with holes either. This does and doesn't. It has some holes just to kind of, I think, give you general alignment. But this truck had a lot of problems, so I had to get a little dirty with this thing. And none of the floor panels that you buy for these will ever line up that I've found so far. I've had 4 of them just for this truck because I was trying to just reorder and make it easier, and ended up just shaping them myself. Same thing here. Still working on this. I don't want to hear any comments about this yet, but this is not finished product. This is just kind of me cutting and laying things out to get it tweaked so I can put the door back on and make sure it's right. But I'll probably end up cutting these off all the way down and then weld it into this pillar. Same thing. See, you can see how I bent that back down. The only thing I don't like about these floors in this truck, compared to the cars, is the car's a little more flat. The truck, again, this is generally the truck is way easier to work on than I thought it would be in all. However, the floors just are warped, like they're bent. They bend down, and that's the design. So fighting that is a little bit of a pain in the ass, but if you have any experience whatsoever, it can be very minimal. Metal's metal. You'll figure it out. It's not that hard. But anyway, like I said, this piece here from Jegs, it's just perfect. It's awesome. See how it's all one piece, not just the panel that goes underneath with a little bend up that you have to tack weld to the edge. I did that on the other side originally. I cut it all out and found these. And Jegs has been like my #1 go-to for metal parts, even over All Metal Direct or whatever the hell it's called. I just like this product, and it might be their product, but it's not as easy to find on their website. Jegs has these very accessible parts. The inner kick plate here too, I just tagged this in for now. These don't line up for shit either. They're really annoying. So yeah, there's that. I got like 4 doors that I'm working on right now. And then, like I said, this side of the frame, I'm working on this side of the frame today. It's a mess. But once I get all this cleaned up, I'm gonna try to wipe it down today. Try to get some paint on it, and then I'm gonna move to the interior. I'm gonna probably start cleaning this up, or wait and start welding again, finish up this door panel, get the door hung, shaped, and then I'm gonna pull out, well, probably before I do that, I'm gonna pull out the dash, all the electrical in the entire truck, all that stuff. You gotta love this. Anybody has any comments on a better way to do that, let me know. I might shape a box under it and shift it, but I still don't even like the shifting that way. It's very sloppy. I'd probably rather just go back to an automatic or a manual. They had it set up to where I can't tell if this truck was originally a manual or automatic. It's got both. But I have a whole new wheel that I'm steering column, everything I'm putting in as well. I got the front disc brake kit coming in the next, I don't know, month, hopefully. I purchased a Chevy 3rd row seat, leather, Marketplace for $100 that I'm gonna set in there, and hopefully that'll work out. If not, I'll just sell it for double what I paid for it. Core support, there's the fenders. I got stuff everywhere, but I'm excited, man. It's moving. Haven't had much time lately, and I'm glad I had this week to kind of start getting back into her. If you have any questions or you got any challenges of your own or want to give me advice, I'm surely will accept it. And thanks for watching.